All right, QM, subcourse QM 5201, Edition A, Pump Graphs, Army Institute of Professional Development, and Army Correspondence Course Program. Introduction. Future petroleum officer, you find that yourself planning and managing petroleum pipelines and pump stations to get the most sufficient performance from the system. You must be familiar with operating characteristics of the pump system, pump station, and an easy way to determine the characteristics through the pump graph. By using the pump graphs, you'll be able to obtain the maximum efficiency available pumping the operation graphs to graphically display interrelationships between the pressure in feet and the head of the PSI pump speed throughout the through output. With these graphs can be estimated the pumping unit's operation speed, the volume of the fuel throughout the operating head, as long as you use 2 or 3 factors. Pumping graph are an integral part of the pumping station pipeline and terminal operations. Pump stations are a combination of 2 or more pumps until they concern the manifold is installed with the needed along with the pipeline to provide with the product through the line storage and dispensing facilities. Pump stations are engineered facilities constructed with a standard line pump. The Aipd coupled pipeline, coupling nipples, valves, the fitting of the strainer, screamer, receiver for assembly, sand traps, and the required number of the pipeline pump stations are installed with the main line to keep the product from moving at the desired flow rate. Petroleum pipeline standards vary complexity depending on the size of the theater operation. The system can range from a single product line with one terminal series to pump multi-product lines with several terminals. Pipelines are used as far as forward as tactically feasible to operate pipelines successfully. All personnel must understand the responsibility in controlling operations control of the pipeline, and it begins with the operating headquarters with the chief dispatcher, ends with the terminal operating plan. Platoon. Hydraulic system terms. The terms are presented with the aid to the understanding of the petroleum terminology, deficiency of the term, and understanding the terminology using the lesson. The brake horse, the amount of the measurable horsepower after the deduction of friction loss, efficiency, the efficiency expressed with the percentage of the pump operation, specifically the RPMs, emergency head capacity, pressure of the FTH, which a pumping unit produces maximum rate of discharge. The feeder, the flooded pumps generally installed with the supply of required suction pressure, because the tanker farm installation, mainline trunk pump station, and to feed the food through short branch lines, dispensing tank installations. He had an expression of the pressure usually stated in terms of inches or feet. Dynamic head of measure of the pressure liquid in the motion of the feet of the head. The measure of pressure in terms of the height and the feet of the column of liquid are given fuel. Static head. A measure of pressure liquid is the rest of the pressure produced with the column liquid because of the weight of alone. Improper, the device which impels the push forward, such as the rotor, central finger pump, the air compressor. Incremental pressure, the difference between the suction discharge pressure and the pump of the multiple pump stations. Parallel connection, this arrangement of the 2 or more pumps discharged with the cumulative of the output of the discharge pressure and one pump. The series of connections of the series connection to the arrangement of the 2 or more pumps, the discharge output of the one pump with the cumulative discharge pressure of all the pumps. Stage, grade, level, step, or as in case liquid passing through the impeller, pumping up unit with more than one impeller through output capacity, quantity transported in per unit of the BDM or gallons per minute or by gallons per hour. Operating characteristics of the pump. Pump mechanisms are broken into 2 major categories: pump, the positive displacement pumps, and the kinetic pump. The positive displacement fluid is the principle behind the positive displacement pump. The most common type of the positive displacement pumps, the reciprocating rotary pump. The reciprocating pumps are similarly, therefore, reciprocating engines. A piston is used to move the fluid in the cylinder with the downstroke to move the fluid out of the cylinder onto the upstroke. Reciprocating pumps provided with the high suction lift and the high pressure with the small quantities as flow as pistons move up and down. Rotary pumps are used with a screw type of device to trap the fluid cylinder to force it out of the chamber. This type of the pump is used with the gasoline and other low viscosity fuels with a high suction lift is required. The rotary pump that provides with a smooth and even flow. The most common type of the kinetic pump, the central figure pump. Central figure pumps depended on the central figure force of the operation. The central force of the activity of the body moving in the circular path, tending into force into farther away from the center of the point of the circle described in the path of a rotating body.